Hello and welcome back to Wine Talk with Tesh. It's your boy, Tesh. Happy 2021, everyone. Thank you guys for being patient. I just spit all over my laptop and my phone. I'm sorry. Welcome back, guys. And thanks for being patient for the live stream to come up. We were having some technical difficulties. I'm actually going to send Jordan a bill for that because I helped him figure it out. Just kidding. That's not true. Jordan figured it out all on his own. But welcome back, guys. I'm excited to be here. I know that you guys are excited because we're doing the Tesh Talk box now. But it's going to be a new year. We're kind of focusing this year a little bit more. Every month we'll have a different focus. So this month, for example, you guys already know this because you guys purchased the Tesh Talk box. Every month we'll be focusing on a different region. So this month we're in Alsace, France, and then we'll also be tasting some wines from a small region called the Jura, which is just south of Alsace, France. So anyhow, if you have your wines, go ahead and pour yourself a glass before I keep talking because I talk ad nauseum. So if you have the Eugene Meyer, you probably can't, there's the right angle. If you have the Eugene Meyer, pour yourself a glass and we will get started very, very shortly. If you made yourself dinner, I hope you enjoy it. I've never had Alsatian salmon before. It was delicious. It was unlike anything I've ever had. And I was a fan. So I think it worked really well with the Pinot Gris. But try it with the Cremant d'Alsace too, because I actually thought the Cremant d'Alsace Rosé was kind of like on point with the salmon. So and then Eduardo, I want to know what your mom made for you because your mom makes really good food. All right, so a couple of shout outs real quick. Shout out to my man Jordan behind the camera. At Fluid Concepts, making everything happen. We appreciate the hell out of him. There he is. Say what's up to the people, Jordan. They want to hear you.
What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year.
He's definitely not a nerdy white guy. I'm playing. He's
not at all.
I appreciate him. All right, so we're in Alsace, France this month. Now, if you guys aren't familiar where Alsace is within France, it's on the eastern side of France, shares a border with Germany. As a matter of fact, the history of Alsace, France, without getting like too much into it, the history of the region is quite unique because it has changed hands between Germany and France back and forth over the years. So currently under French control, obviously, because I keep referring to it as Alsace, France. But the culture there is very unique because it has a mixed culture. There's a lot of French, there's a lot of German culture, both kind of in the mix there. So very, very cool, very unique as a region. The region itself is kind of split into two departments. There's the northern region, which is called the Bas-Rhin. And then there's the southern half, which is kind of referred to as the Haut-Rhin. So that'll come into play in just a minute, okay? Because I want to talk a little bit about the two different departments and why they're significant. Actually, you know what? I'll just tell you right now. I was going to save this for the next talk. But the southern half, hang on, let me back up. There are 51 Grand Crus in Alsace, France, okay? The southern half, known as the Haut-Rhin, is where about 2/3 of those Grand Cru vineyards are. So it's notable for that reason, okay? On the western side of Alsace, France, there's the Vosges Mountains. And what that does, that's significant because this huge mountain range known as the Vosges Mountains creates a rain shadow effect for Alsace. And what that means for the region in terms of weather is that it's mostly dry and sunny, all right? All the rain and stuff is on the other side of the mountain of that range. So that's notable. The other thing that's notable is the soil. The soil is insanely unique in that it has so much range. So from the top of the mountain going down, not in this order, but from the top of the mountain going down, like you're gonna find all kinds of different types of soils, everything from granite, limestone, clay, gravel, chalk, pink sandstone. You kind of get a little bit of everything. So every region has its own unique thing going on. And that's notable. Again, kind of foreshadowing, right? We're getting into doing 2 talks per month for the region. So on the next month, we'll actually be diving into a specific area and a specific soil type for one of the wines. So going back up to like a bigger perspective for Alsace, about 90% of the production coming out of Alsace is white wine. It's The red wines are produced, certainly. They're a little bit more rare, but once you find them and you find a good one, they are so noteworthy, in my opinion. Uh, However, today we're drinking white wine. So this first wine comes from a small region called a small village called Bergholz, and that's just south of the capital of the southern department called the Haut-Rhin. That capital is called Colmar. If you're in Colmar, you go just a little bit south, and you're gonna end up in this village called Bergholz, and that's where you'll find Domaine Eugene Meyer, which is going to be our first wine. Okay, so this is 100% Pinot Gris. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you've had this wine before. It is one of my favorites, vintage after vintage. I think it regularly delivers. I'm going to drink because I feel like I'm talking a lot. How are you guys? Is everybody tuned in? You guys good? Got me up on the TV? I want to know. All right, then. So, Domaine Eugene Meyer has been around since 1620. As a matter of fact, a lot of wineries have been around, they have their roots dating back all the way back to the year 1000. It's insane. Alsace has been producing wine for a very, very long time. So it's not uncommon to hear about these wineries that actually go all the way back to the 1600s. So as an estate, Eugene Meyer has been around since 1620. It wasn't until 1960 that Eugene Meyer and his wife Marie Rose bought the estate. Right? They did their thing on the estate for a long time, and now Eugene's son and daughter-in-law Francois and Sylvie actually manage the winery. So they do all of the winemaking, they do all of the vineyard management. Notable about Eugene Meyer is that this was the first winery in Alsace, France, to become certified biodynamic, which is, as you guys know, I won't go into biodynamic wine growing. If you've been following me for a while, we've talked about it ad nauseum. It's witchcraft wine. It's amazing. People who are doing it right, they do it right. And the end result is very, very delicious wine. So if you guys have this and you guys made the Alsatian salmon recipe that I sent to you, one, I hope you're enjoying the Alsatian salmon. But two, this is the wine to pair it with. However, when I made the same thing, I had it for dinner. When I was drinking the Pierre Sparr, I found that to like really hit on point with everything that was going on my plate. So if you have it, please enjoy. So on this wine, I pick up a lot of like clementine. And by clementine, I mean clementine. I can talk, I swear. I haven't been drinking. And honeysuckle. Honeysuckle really jumps out on the nose. A couple of other things that really jump out on the palate. I find this wine to be bursting with tropical fruit like pineapple and lychee. And it's really hard to get past that. It has a couple of other things, like a little bit of a citrus thing. I mentioned the clementine. Um, uh, and I think but the pineapple and lychee like definitely just jump out of the glass at you, especially on the palate, and they just kind of soak your palate. I think it's fantastic. Let me know what you guys think of this. This is one of my favorites, vintage after vintage. I think they just do an amazing job of producing their wines.
Let's see. So Diane in the chat on YouTube says this is fantastic, the best Pinot Gris she's ever had.
Beautiful.
Getting some notes of orange.
Yeah. Clementine. That's dope. I'm glad to hear that you like it. It is one of my favorites. The nice thing too was like when I had this on the menu at the kitchen for so long, and it's one of those wines that doesn't like break your bank, right? Like you can have it. It's not crazy expensive, but like one of those wines that I think just totally over delivers in terms of what you get in the glass. So
let's see a couple other comments. Diana says went with trout, so delicious. But real quick, Ralph actually wants you to do a quick little like how you should drink / taste the wine segment.
Okay, so how you should drink / taste the wine. If you're pairing it with something, it's sip, bite, sip. So you want to see what the effect of the food is going to have uh, on the wine that's in your palate, and then you want to see the effect that the wine is going to have on the food. So sip, bite, sip. Take a sip of the wine, let it coat your palate, right? Enjoy the wine for what it is, take it in, and then take a bite of your food and see how the food plays with that, right? But more importantly, don't forget that sip right after, because what's really going to happen is it's like eating steak, right? Like when you take a bite of steak, you're going to have like little bits and pieces of steak stuck in between your teeth, and you have those flavors hidden in pockets of your mouth. And you take a sip of red wine, and it totally changes the game. Same thing here, right? You're going to have that flavor coated in your mouth from your food. And then when you take a sip of the wine, you want to see on the second sip, you want to see how it affected the wine and how it plays with each other. So what I took away from this, right? There's kind of two different ways to look at it, right? It can either complement the it can complement the wine that you're pairing it with, or it's going to kind of like contrast the wine, right? Like you're either going to like play along with it, or it's going to like really do something to the food to kind of make it go, oh, that's crazy. It's going to be here and here, or it's going to be kind of like playful together. So in this case, I feel like the Pinot Gris really like complements the dish, and it just kind of like plays with it. It accentuates the pineapple and the lychee flavors, and they really tend to pop. Let me know if that made any sense. I try and speak in terms of with wine, like I try and make it approachable and not snooty, because I'm not snooty. This is not me. So we
Ralph
try and have
says,
fun with wine.
Ralph says, what if I can't taste or smell it? Dot, dot, dot.
Then you have COVID, my friend. You got a problem. You should definitely stay home, lock yourself in your room. You have COVID.
Let's see. Diana says, not sure if she's referring to the wine. I think the wine, it's a bit better than the dish.
You think that the wine is better than the dish? Cool. Good. It was my first time having Alsatian salmon, by the way. I looked up quite a few recipes, and then I landed on that one, and I was like, yo, this sounds good. I want to try it. I've never had it before. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say that it was my favorite dish, but I did like it and I did enjoy it. The wine is really good, right? I mean, when I'm tasting wine, I don't have a dish ready to pair it with. I just go, wow, that is really good, and I want to carry it. I want to represent it, or I don't. I just don't carry it. So I'm glad to hear that you really like the wine. That's yeah. I think I should ask. I think I should add to my list of hashtags. Um, Hashtag not a chef. Definitely not a chef. And actually, somebody recommended my boy Eduardo. Shout out to Eduardo and mom and dad. He actually recommended thinking about like pairing up with a chef. And I have a person in mind. I just haven't reached out yet because I've been slammed trying to run this business. You know what I mean? So cool. So I'll keep going. The next wine, if you all have it, pour yourself a glass. The Cremant d'Alsace by Pierre Sparr. And I'll talk a little bit about this. I will mention this. Okay, first of all, sparkling wine, specifically Cremant d'Alsace, is on the rise in the region. As a matter of fact, I think it was like about a quarter of the wine, about 25% of the wine coming out of the region is sparkling wine. And once you guys try this one, I hope you guys will understand why. The wines are amazing. They over deliver. I think they drink incredibly well. They're easy drinking. As an aperitif, they pair really well with a variety of foods. You get a ton of bang for your buck, okay? For everybody who's watching on IG, I see you. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Jump on Facebook or on YouTube for the full experience. They got like graphics and stuff. My dude, Jordan from Fluid Concept, he hooks it up. So, or stay on IG. I don't know. I'm not your boss. Do you, boo boo? Okay. So, Cremant d'Alsace Brut Rosé by Pierre Sparr. Pierre Sparr is another one of my favorite producers from Alsace. Okay, so Eugene Meyer is kind of like always my go-to in terms of producers from the Alsace region of France. But Pierre Sparr comes in right behind. I think they make amazing wines. They also have been around since the 1600s. I think they've been around since like 1680. Originally founded by Jean Sparr. Eventually, it was passed on to Pierre Sparr, the namesake of the winery, and then eventually passed on to his kids. So all of these wineries have a lot of tradition. They have a lot of. Sorry, somebody just said they're lazy. They didn't want to switch to. It's all good, baby. Stay on Instagram. You just don't get the right angle. You know what I mean? You get the yeah. This angle on Facebook and on YouTube is ridiculous. But yeah, you can stay wherever you want. um, so a lot of tradition here, and they pass it down from father to son, from family to family. They want it to stay within the family for a reason, right? Because they have tradition, and they want to extend that on. It's a part of the culture. So this wine I think is delicious. If you haven't poured yourself a glass yet, pour yourself a glass. IG, there it is for you. Pierre Sparr Cremant d'Alsace Brut Rosé. Really good bang for your buck. It's made in the traditional method. Okay, and if you don't remember what that is, it's where the second fermentation happens in the bottle. It stays in that bottle for about 18 months with the dead yeast cells or the lees. And the end result of, you guys will see notes about the production method in almost all of my wines. And it's because the production method does make a difference, right? The end result of the wine is so dependent upon what they did to it. So in this particular case, it's been aged for 18 months on the lees. And what that does is it lends a little bit of texture to the wine. So it has a little bit of a creaminess to it. The other thing that you'll notice about the wine is the color. Thank you. Is the color. And it is absolutely stunning. This is also made in the Saignée method. And what the Saignée method is, some of y'all might remember. Actually, let's just give you guys a second so I can drink and shut the hell up. Let's see if anybody remembers what the Saignée method is. I know I've talked about it before. So
yeah, while we wait for those answers to come in the chat, Ralph says, Sydney says it tastes like strawberry. Should I be saying that publicly? Marianne really loves this one, though.
You might have a psalm on your hands. She is right. Atta girl. Uncle Tesh is very proud of you, Sydney. I think this wine is beautiful. I'm glad you like it, Diana.
Dave said Facebook is way better. What's this? Nora says, I love this one. You hit a home run on both wines tonight. And Steven,
and Nora, I'm glad you like it.
Steven says a garnet color. I don't know if that's the answer.
Well, no, it's not. But it was a good guess, Steven. I like it. So the Saignée method is where they actually take a portion of the grapes and they press them and they let that small portion of the grapes sit in the must for a little bit longer. And what that does is it concentrates the color. And then after that, they add it back in. So you end up with this beautiful colored rosé. It almost looks very concentrated, but that's completely a result of the Saignée method of producing rosé. So yeah, so when you get like a rich color like that, generally you can kind of guess that they either macerated it for a little bit longer with the there was like a aggressive maceration, right? And they let it rest with the must. Or they did the Saignée method where they pulled a little bit aside and concentrated that to increase the color. So yeah, I hope you like that. What's the wowie zowie? I never know if that's good or not. Wowie zowie. I like it, but I don't know what it means. Yeah. So let's keep going. On the nose of this wine, strawberry and raspberry all day. Sydney, you my girl, dude. Next time Uncle Tesh comes to deliver wine, I'm gonna bring you a lollipop or something because you are a gangster already. All right, moving on to the palate. When you taste this wine, okay, there's strawberry, there's raspberry, and then the two subtle things that I think that are kind of like, well, one of them is not so subtle. I think watermelon just kind of jumps out. It tastes like biting into like water. And okay, I'm gonna get weird again. Watermelon rind again, right? If you bite close enough into the watermelon rind, it's kind of what it tastes like. Hint of peach. Yeah, strawberry, watermelon, raspberry, hint of peach. I like it. Wait, lollipops. Sorry. Christine, you late. Okay, and good. Wowie is good. I'll take it. It is very pretty. I agree. This wine is beautiful. It's stunning to look at. All right, I think I got some comments from Jordan. What you got?
So we got Edie says the sparkling rosé is catching hints of cherry and pomegranate, and
I
Sanye
like
must
it.
be Kanye's cousin.
Yes, Sanye is Kanye's cousin. Uh, I'm gonna start saying that. The rosé from this day forward, it will be a, it'll be to a Kanye West song on IG.
Dave Siva says getting watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Watermelon Jolly Rancher, I love it. Yeah, that's definitely where my head went when I first tried this wine several weeks ago. It was like watermelon Jolly Rancher was where my head went. You can pair the nice thing about this wine is you can pair this with literally anything. Like you can pair this with anything. You can pair this with salmon, like we did tonight. If you were making fried chicken, I think it would go great with that. Man, if you were going to, choke down a salad, this is a great wine to do it with. I think it just kind of hits all the marks. Also, this is an affordable option for Valentine's Day. You don't have to break your bank to have a good time, right?
Alicia
You
just
can
brought that up in the chat.
Perfect, right? Exactly. You don't need to break your bank to have a great time. Cremant de sauce. Don't sleep on that, my homies. This is where it's at.
Do you
All
have a
right.
question from Mallory?
Oh
So
shit.
wondering advice on how to store this rosé. I just can't drink the whole thing.
Okay, so you need to get a champagne stopper. Okay. Um, Christine, I'm very proud of you. They got food from South, y'all. If you guys haven't eaten at South, go check out South. They make amazing fried chicken. So yes, you had the right idea. The fried chicken will pair incredibly well with this Cremant de sauce. Uh, Storage for this champagne stoppers. Mallory, I have your address. I will mail you a champagne stopper. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll make sure that you get one. Unfortunately, it won't get there until after this bottle has already gone bad. The answer to your question for tonight is to drink it all and have some naproxen sodium on hand for tomorrow morning. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Um, yeah, a champagne stopper will help with preservation. Um, if if you if you're traveling like with an open bottle, like when I was in sales, right, like we would have to show bottles of sparkling wine, right, that's the gig. And you put a champagne stopper on it, bouncing around in the car all day. By the time you get home, that bottle's done. But when you're at home and you just pop open a bottle of sparkling, put a champagne stopper on it, put it back in the fridge, it'll be fine until the next day. I don't know about the second day, but the next day for sure. All right. Oh, Mallory, everybody on IG is like, girl, you need to get it together and finish that bottle. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying everybody, but everybody. And yes, Christine choked on a salad. I mean, I don't know. Salads are not my jam. I obviously, clearly, you guys who have met me, I'm a what you'd call thick THICC. I'm not a salad eater. It's tough for me. I feel like I'm choking down a salad when I eat a salad. But to each their own. So yeah. Any other questions that you guys have about either of these wines? If you love them, you got the QR code on the back. Oh, I don't. These are my samples, so I don't have QR codes on these. But you all have QR codes on the back of your bottles. If you love them, I do have more of the Eugene Meyer, and I have more of the Pierre Sparr. If you want to lock it down and have a nice bottle of bubbles for Valentine's Day, scan that QR code. It'll kick you back to the page. You can order some more. The nice thing is tonight, for all of you guys who are tuning in, and even for those of you who didn't tune in or who didn't buy a Tesh box, I still have Tesh boxes available, so you can always buy one and enjoy these wines at your own leisure. The next Tesh talk is going to be on the 27th. So for those of you who didn't buy a box yet, it's not too late. You still have the option to do so, and I'm happy to get enough wine out to you guys. So there's that option too. All right. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about either of those wines. I know some people are just joining in. Thank you for joining in on IG, but you kind of missed it. get it together next time. I'm just playing. I know we all have shit to do.
No
I'm gonna do
questions
this
yet.
drawing.
Just kind of waiting for him to come in here.
All right, cool. While we wait for more questions to come in or anything, we will. I do want to let you guys know that we didn't quite hit the 21 mark, but that's okay for the drawing. That's okay. We did sell quite a few Tesh Talk boxes. We didn't quite get to 21, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the drawing for that tonight. That's a lot of hearts on IG. Whoever that is, thank you for sending a plethora of hearts. Send a plethora of people. Let's do that. More. I love it. Thank you. Oh, I see you, baby. Appreciate you. All right. All right, let's do this drawing. For those of you who bought a Tesh Talk box, we're going to go ahead and select one. I got a little basket with all the names in here. All right. And I'm just going to won't even look. I'm just going to pick one. And we're going to go with Steve Duvernay. Is it Duvernay? Is it Duvernay? Steve, I got you, bro. You got a Magnum, and you probably didn't even know this. You you just won a Magnum of 2017 Chateau Minuti 281 Rosé, which is a beautiful bottle. Next time I'm in downtown, I will bring you your bottle. Thanks for participating. So, oh, Diana, I'm sorry, girl. I didn't get to, you know what I mean? It's just a, you know what I mean? It's that's the fake name. Duvernay. It's Duvernay. Come on, man. Somebody help me out. Steve, you got your bottle. So Siva, tell Steve that he won the Magnum. And now you get to drink it with him. You're welcome. All right, guys. Actually, y'all just joined in. Like, what the hell? We're about to end. We're about to call it a night. I gotta go put my kids to bed. Okay, so I will show you guys. Okay, so everybody's saying like, you know, like it's not fair. Everybody who bought a Tesh Talk box had their name. Like everybody's here. Ain't nobody get left out. Y'all saw me. I didn't look into the basket. I just grabbed one. Hey, if you can't pronounce his name, damn girl, I got you, man. I'll take care of you. All right. Everybody's here. But Steve won the bottle. So Steve gets the bottle. All right. And don't worry, guys. I'm going to keep doing more of that stuff just because I want to show you guys some love. And I think it's fun, right? Like we all have fun together and I want it to be fun and I want it to be interesting. So I'll have some more giveaways, especially for those of you who are participating in Tesh Talk boxes. I love you guys and I appreciate the support. So I want to make sure that that's a regular thing. So I'm not saying we'll do it every month, but we will do it fairly regularly. All right. What else we got? I think that's all I have for you guys tonight. I love you too, baby. Teshmas is not over. Teshmas is year round, girl. What's up? What you got, Jordan?
Ashley was saying, no, we're on YouTube watching, but we just joined on Instagram to send the hearts. So it wasn't a late.
It was you. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Jordan is keeling over laughing. All right.
Teshmas isn't over.
Teshmas is never over. All right. Thank you for being awesome. I appreciate you guys supporting and being a part of it. It's a lot of fun for me. And it's really exciting to be back in the driver's seat in terms of being able to choose wines that I believe in and put them out there for you guys to taste. So when you guys sign up for stuff like this, I want to make sure that the wines are not only exceptional, but that they're wines that I think that you will really truly love and believe in. And if you don't 100% love them, I think that it will at least push you into trying something that you wouldn't have had before, right? And that's a big part of the goal too. So Christine, shoot me a text message on the side. I got you on the gumbo pairing ideas, okay? All right, guys. I will see you all on the 27th. If you do not have a Tesh Talk box yet, go get one. Winewithtesh.com, all right? I love you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Bye.